because this individual is so like passionate, he's so hopeful, as well as he's so confident. So he always he's always on the positive side. This thing is always stable and it's within me. Okay? And the same person, when it comes to the negative event, okay, he says, no, this thing is just temporary, like it's not stable. It has been caused because of some other people. Just because I'm able to know the causes, and he can simply eradicate that situation. You see his confidence? So when it comes to the pessimistics, is like the one who is always on the bad side. He's always on the bad side, always on the bad side. So when it comes to the negative event as well, he says, yes, this is internal. It's within me and it's stable. It's here to stay. And it has a lot of factors, broad, okay? Just because it's on the negative part. Like matching, it is matching, right? But the same person, okay, with pessimistics, with his negative mind, when it comes to the positive event, he says, this thing happened. Of course, yes, it's stable, but happened due to external influence. Somebody influenced that positive thing to happen. Okay? And there are also specific causes that he can be able to point out. Like he's not even convinced or satisfied with the positive event. Okay? So that's it. That's how you can remember or you can understand that point. Before we start the impression management, I'll also just go here and there, just like revising, because it was also already covered. I want to go into details. So we are here on impression formation and management. Impression formation is a psychological process where we develop our views or opinions about others based on the information we receive about them. So this process plays a crucial role in how we interact with others and how we navigate our social world. As humans, we are social beings. We interact continuously. In our interaction, we also make judgments about other people's intentions as well as characters. So what it means is, as we are interacting with our friends, we hear a lot of stories or issues. So, as I said, when we are interacting with our friends or when we are interacting with the group, we hear a lot of information about a particular person, and after hearing that information, we try to view, okay, and come up with our opinions about others based on the information that we got. So this whole process is called impression formation. Okay? You have a friend and another person approaches you and telling you a lot of information about your friend. After that, you try to digest, okay, to think about all what you were taught. Then you judge, okay? You judge the behavior of your friend from the information that you got from another person, okay? Then that's going through that whole process is called impression formation, okay? You try to scrutinize the behavior of some other people. Later on, you judge, oh, this one, I think, is selfish. Okay? So that one is called impression formation, but it's based from the information that you received or you got from other people about that particular individual. So this information This impression formation, we have two good examples, like the professional setting as well as the social setting. The example that I told you is in the category of social setting, okay? While the professional setting is whereby it goes with the recruitment process. On the recruitment process, the employer starts to scrutinize the CV of an individual. After that, it comes a stage of having interviews with that individual. So from all these stages, the CV as well as the interview, it brings the impression formation, okay? When the employer review the CV of an individual, he is able to come up with a good impression, like, oh, this one has a lot of skills, or also he is also holding good qualifications. Okay, I think we can hire him and let's call him for interviews. So at first he got impression from the CV. Later on, the interview stage, after interacting with that individual, hearing from his side, also trying to defend himself, also gives another impression. So the employer reaches the point of maybe hiring him depending on these two stages. Okay, and they make a decision, okay, we can as well hire him depending on his experience and also the way he tackled the interviews. So we also have the influence of bias in impression formation. As we saw all those two examples, the social setting as well as the professional settings, in all those areas, we are prone to biases. So we have two types of bias under the impression formation. The first one is cognitive bias. These are systematic errors in thinking that can influence the decisions and judgments that people make. So this goes direct to the way we think, to all our thoughts. We may think in a wrong way or make decisions in a wrong way just because of how we thought about that process. Okay? And another bias is confirmation biases. On confirmation bias, it's a tendency to seek or interpret and remember information that confirms our pre-existing beliefs. So in this type of bias, it's like we seek to remember odd things that happened, or we seek to interpret things based on the pre-existing beliefs that we hold. For example, if we have a favorite impression of a person, okay, like favoring that person in mind, oh, like Mabel. Mabel is just a good person. I like her. So you favor that person, okay? In that case, we are likely, or you are likely to notice and remember their positive behaviors and overlook or forget their negative behavior. Just because we said, or an example of Mabel, that you favor her, you take her seriously as a good person, okay? Anything which is good, you consider it being done by her, okay? But in that case, you forget or you overlook all the bad things just because you favor that person, you favor Mabel. Maybe you may hear rumors that Mabel is a witch, okay? You will not tolerate that. You ignore that Mabel is a witch just because you favor her. So this is all about confirmation bias. Sometimes it can happen that Mabel misbehaves. You don't even regard it as if she misbehaved. You just take it as normal. Just because she is on your side, you favor her. Okay? Mitigating the impact of bias in impression formation. How can we remove the bias element in impression formation? So we have these three strategies that are used to remove the impact of bias in impression formation. When a situation arrives, or we have a difficult situation at hand, you need to think critically about that situation. Rather than jumping into a conclusion or making an impression. You need to sit down and think before you make a final decision. So that's the first step, critical thinking or the strategy. Another one is seek disconfirming evidence. On this point, when things happen, you try to seek to find out or to source information that confirms that this indeed particular person did such uh, such a bad behavior. Before making a decision, you need to search or to find out all sorts of information that confirms really that individual did such a thing. Another one is empathy and perspective taking. Empathy and perspective taking. Try to understand the situation from the other person's perspective. This can help to eradicate biases. Okay? So it's like you try to hear uh, from that side, like approaching that particular person and you hear from his side on the issue that happened. Or despite approaching that person, you also hear other people's uh, perspectives, what other people are thinking about that situation. Okay? Mindfulness. This is a practice being in the moment and focusing on the information at hand rather than letting your mind wander or jump uh, to conclusions. So on this mindfulness, it means the situation is here at hand. We need to think about this situation. Okay? Critically, try to think of this situation. Think deep, not only jumping into conclusions. No. Okay? So, as much as we know that we cannot eradicate biases completely, it's not possible, but we only try to use these strategies at least to reduce the percentages of biases in our decision making. Okay? The role of impression management in impression formation. Why is it necessary to manage this process, so-called impression formation? Why do you think we should manage the way we judge, the way we perceive our friends' behavior? Why do you think we should manage?
Avoid advertising to the guys.
Exactly.
Also to maintain our
That's it. Okay. And as I also said that to reduce the risks of bias. Okay. Techniques of impression management. Techniques of impression management. How can we go about in managing this impression formation? So we have assertive strategies whereby one is to be on a self-promotive side. This is whereby one fixes or puts himself on a favorable position, assertiveness. Okay? How do you put yourself in a favorable position? It's whereby the way you can fix yourself in a favorable position, it's by it includes self-promotion, whereby you highlight your skills and accomplishment. Okay? And also a ingression, ingredation, whereby you use conforming and furthering to other opinions to be likable. And also on exemplification, it's whereby you yourself, you try to demonstrate your dedication as well as the hard working practice. doing such things, you are putting yourself in a favorable position. Okay? Hardworking, uh, self-promotion, all these will put you in a good position of being favored. So it's called assertive strategy. And we have defensive strategy. On this one, you try to create measures to protect yourself. Okay? You protect yourself in the situations whereby you are threatened. So how do you protect yourself in situations that you are being attacked or you are threatened? You give excuses, okay? You also try to justify your points, okay? As well as you also try to self-handcuffing. On excuses, it's you deny issues. No, I did not do that. Okay? While on justification, you also minimize the negative impact of uh, failures. Like you explain, I did this because of this. Of course, you run away from the negative impact. Okay? And the self-handcuffing is whereby you create obstacles to use as an excuse for potential failure. Okay? The effectiveness of impression management strategies. So, our impression management to be effective, or the strategies that we use for them to be effective, depends on the context and the authenticity of the behavior. The context itself of the behavior, as well as the authenticity, how we authorize the behavior, leads to effective management of impression management. Similarly, while in graduation can make a person more likable if it comes off as genuine and sincerely. It can lead to a negative impression if it is perceived as manipulation or insincere. when you try to manipulate or just to lie, so it brings a bad impact. Just need to be so genuine and tell the facts. Okay. Do you have any questions? So it's done. At least I've tried to cover 3 topics with you. Read affect and cognition. You go and read affect and cognition. Give me the presentation next week.